Uncle Dan.
Yes.
If there's one thing I know the three of us love, it is other than Cinnabon, it is cinema.
Oh, we are cinephiles for sure.
Cinephiles. We're patrons of all the arts, but cinema is very close to our hearts indeed.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely. And we do love the. You are currently torturing yourself in Canada. Just to be a part of the cinematic world.
I am currently suffering for the art of cinema. Yes, thank you, but it's not so much the movie. It's just the fucking traffic in Toronto. Can I just say that on the show?
Yes, you can say that.
This city. Okay.
Doug. You know what? And maybe that's why this movie world has embraced it so much. Is that all those LA people feel so much at home.
Right. Well, it's actually not as bad as LA's not as bad as this, so I think it makes you feel good going back to LA after.
Holy shit!
That aside, Uncle Doug, what do you like about cinema?
Well, I like all things.
Or what don't you like about cinema, and what could be changed to make it all better?
Well, I like all things cinema, and unlike some people, I'm willing to wrap my arms around someone's work, warts and all. But I'm not. There are other people who feel differently. I saw this headline in the news the other day, and I did a double take because I had this tremendous sense of deja vu. I don't remember what aggregating site I saw the headline, but the article was on Engadget.com.
Right.
The headline was "Movie Sanitizing Service Ordered to Pay $62 Million in Piracy Lawsuit." I was like, huh? Oh. And before I explain why I did a double take and why I had deja vu, let me just explain the headline. There is a movie service, quote unquote, called VidAngel.
Yeah.
VidAngel, which bills itself as a family-friendly video content editing service. And basically they offer sanitized versions of movies and series that the whole family can enjoy. Their filtering software is incredibly specific. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay. But it was launched in 2014 in Provo, Utah, which is a fact I didn't know when I started looking into this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's another reason I felt such deja vu. I wasn't intending to talk about a Mormon subject today. For once, I thought I could talk about something else. Yeah. But just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Keep pulling you back in.
And these guys are decided...
Which was edited out of The Godfather, by the way.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's one of the only things that would still be in the movie.
What's nice about that is that then all of the Godfather movies... You can watch them in succession, and they're down to a much more manageable 23 minutes.
Exactly. Exactly. These guys are decidedly Mormon. One of their taglines is, "Watch whatever the bleep you want."
They're so funny.
It's just so Mormon.
Mormons are the cutest.
So
Yuck.
Their original business model was for customers to purchase DVDs of movies that had been edited for their, removing sex, profanity, violence, or all of the above. And then VidAngel would buy back the DVD for a few dollars less than they originally paid. So customers could essentially, quote unquote, rent edited movies. But this VidAngel thought skirted some of the copyright laws that they were obviously breaking.
Because they weren't the first to venture into this.
They were not. So guess who didn't like this business model?
Let me guess.
Right. In 2016, VidAngel was sued by Lucasfilm, 20th Century Fox, Disney Enterprises, and Warner Brothers, which is not a subpoena any of us would like to see.
No, you don't want to see that in your mailbox.
Listen, when those small-time hacks come after you, there's nothing to worry about.
That's right.
It's not, maybe they've got a lawyer or something. It's not like they've got a team of thousands of lawyers.
They were forced to shut down operations for a while, but undaunted, they relaunched as a streaming service in June of 2017. But unsurprisingly...
They're insane.
Yeah, oh my God, Mark, you have no idea.
Like,
you have no idea how insane they are.
I happen to have some familiarity with a couple of those studios, and I've been to their buildings where there are 3 floors of lawyers.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Right. Not 3 offices, 3 floors.
Yeah.
So they're insane.
The movie studios weren't okay with them being a streaming service either. And then as part of a legal strategy, VidAngel actually filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in October of 2017 to try and shield whatever was left of their company from further litigation. Guess how that worked. And that's how things stood up until a couple of days ago when a jury ordered VidAngel to pay the major studios $62.4 million in damages. So if that holds up through appeal, VidAngel is toast.
Ooh, yeah.
But at least as of today, their streaming service is still available. More on that in a second. The reason this caught my eye is that back in 2000, also in Provo, as it turns out, a company called CleanFlix tried to do the exact same thing. Do you guys remember this?
I remember.
Yeah, I totally do.
Let me tell you what I remember about CleanFlix. I was driving in Provo one time, and they had storefronts there, and I drove past a CleanFlix store, and the way that they had crafted their logo, their sign, the font, they had kerned it too close together so that the L and the I in CleanFlix were so close together it looked like a U, so it said Clean Fucks. It was delightful.
Which is ironic, yeah. So this is kind of funny as an aside. This makes sense that both of these enterprises would come out of Provo, as Mormons are not supposed to watch R-rated movies, but desperately want to be part of popular culture.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
now, mind you, we should talk about like what we're talking about, because what these services did was they edit out the swears.
Yep.
That's the first thing that's got to go.
Yeah.
What else did they?
That's exactly what they would. And CleanFlix actually would buy a movie, rip it, and then make edited copies of it and sell those copies. And they would edit out swearing, nudity, sometimes excessive violence, but not as often excessive violence, and
any sex.
But oh my God, you guys are going to die when you get to this part. It's so crazy. So
and they got crushed.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, CleanFlix was doing ripping
Clean
these
Fucks
DVDs.
got fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
Guess who didn't like that? A suit was filed that included Steven Spielberg, Steven Soderbergh, Robert Redford, Sidney Pollack, Robert Altman, John Landis, and Martin Scorsese, among others. And this, dear uncles, is a conspiracy that actually does end up with the Jews.
I was going to say it's all the Jews.
And surprised they were found in obvious violation of copyright law and were forced to hand over their inventory. And in 2006, they went the way of the dodo, which ironically is also how they lived. This story was kind of a big deal at the time, and versions of the edited films were fodder for comedy, but it was a flash in the pan in the pop culture. But when I saw the headline the other day, I thought it'd be fun to dig into this, and uncles, I was right. So I started bouncing around online, and there's a fascinating video that these people put together, the VidAngel people, justifying what they're doing, saying that they're trying to prevent Hollywood's bigotry, misogyny, and yes, homophobia from infecting the minds of children.
Wow.
Even claiming that their service allows religious families to cut out, say, the Lord's name being taken in vain, and trauma survivors to cut out trigger scenes.
Oh,
You see, VidAngel is the woke one, protecting LGBTQ and rape victims from those dastardly Hollywood types. So,
sure. Yeah, that's great.
And we'll get in a minute into the very strange dichotomy of religious people's weird love-hate relationship with Hollywood. But first, I want to take you guys with me down one of the craziest rabbit holes I've been down in a while. I found my way to the VidAngel website and noticed that they offer the first 30 days for free, so I signed up.
Of course you did. Yes. You didn't invite me over?
Oh my God. I wanted to see how their filters work. So first I thought I'd see how they handle profanity, and what better film than The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
So widely, claimed to be the most vulgar movie of all time as far as profanity.
Is that right?
Yeah, the most fucks ever used in a movie, and on and on. So
More than Lebowski?
yeah. Once you select the film, you can select the filters, which are customized to each film. And when I say customized, you have no idea how literal I'm being. So in The Wolf of Wall Street, you select filters. You can select the heading language, subheading sexual, and see that cock is said 7 times in this movie.
Wait, so it makes you read the words that you're trying to...
Oh my God, you guys. So cock is C**CK.
Okay.
Cunt 2 times, C**NT.
Come on.
Right, cum, C**M. You can go to the other subhead...
I am having so much fun imagining some Mormon mom going through and having to read all these. The asterisk doesn't mean you're not reading that word.
Exactly.
What is she saying in her head?
She's just, okay, I don't want them to hear cock.
Asterisk cur.
It gets so much crazier.
Yeah.
Under the subheading profanity, we have F word 662 times.
662.
Holy shit.
The thing I didn't realize is these are all drop-down menus. You can select specific profanities or specific instances of specific profanities. For instance,
Good
all
Lord.
662 uses of the word fuck are listed.
What?
And if you choose, you could select every other fuck or every third fuck.
Look, all I want to hear
Wow.
is I want to hear one fuck in the middle, and that's it.
You can do that.
Or I want to hear
Weird.
all of the fucks but one.
It gets so strange. Under the
It's like
subhead,
you're reading the script.
under the subheading blasphemy, we have Jesus here spelled J asterisk S.
They can't write the word Jesus?
25
Oh my
times.
God.
That's their favorite word.
God, G asterisk D.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's go under the subheading vulgar gestures.
Oh, good.
And here things are described. And here is a very partial list. A man gestures with his middle finger. A man gestures with his middle finger. A man gestures with his middle finger. A woman gestures with her middle finger. A man gestures with his middle finger. A man chokes on food. A man gestures with his middle finger.
Wait,
Chokes on food.
Chokes, right?
one of these things is
How
not
is
like
that
the
vulgar?
other.
I don't know.
I'm surprised that there isn't an asterisk where the I is in finger, right?
So, okay, under the heading sex, subheading shown without nudity, we have described a woman performs oral sex on a man, only her head is seen. A woman manually stimulates a man spanks a woman while they kiss.
Oh my God.
Under the subheading shown with nudity, heading sex shown, subheading shown with nudity, a man and topless woman have sex. 2 men and a woman have group sex. A man masturbates. His genitals are visible. Multiple men are seen having sex with each other. Multiple men and women are fully naked and having sex with multiple people.
There are a lot of scenes in this movie that I do not recall. I'm going to say that.
All right.
Go back and watch it.
And B, I could masturbate just to the drop-down menus of this
Okay,
fucking
okay,
service.
yes.
What are we accomplishing here?
A couple things. How many Mormons do you think are coming to guilty climax just reading these descriptions?
This is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
right. But they can still say they have not watched an R-rated movie.
Exactly.
It's like the BYU sex not sex. It's like the floating and the
Yes,
sex.
yeah.
exactly.
This is the R-rated movie version of that.
So we're still in the Wolf of Wall Street.
And the
we
second
have-
thing, sorry,
No,
is how is this possible? How many movies are on their site? How is it
So many.
possible to do this?
So many. Okay, I'll get to that. It's so crazy.
Okay.
They still have more headings: nudity, kissing, immodesty. Under discriminatory, they have a subheading: racial slurs, bigoted language, under which there is only one word: fag, and there is no asterisk in fag.
Okay, so
What?
that
Yeah.
gets left in.
Well, and you wouldn't want to think that, like, you bleep out the word fog. That would be confusing.
Fog. Is there a drop down menu that just says fashionable shoes? And you can just
You can, yeah,
make
Mormons
sure you
hate
never
that.
see those.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is, you know what? I realize now I could have been having a job this whole time where I get to be the one that watches the movies and
Totally.
and flags all the things.
And that's the thing is I wasn't able to figure out is if there is an algorithm of some kind, or
There has to be.
There's a team of young Mormons in a basement in Provo with cum-drenched legal pads.
Yeah.
Just madly scribbling down.
I mean, there has to be an algorithm, but also
Has
like
to be.
like an algorithm can't look at a
Right.
a flipping off or a sex scene. An algorithm can't accurately describe that. So people are watching these things and then just typing stuff out. I am so happy about this right now.
And there's again, still in the Wolf of Wall Street, heading violent, subheading graphic. A couple places it says, it describes the violence, and then a couple places it says, spoiler alert.
Oh, that's nice.
We don't want to describe this violence or this thing because it will ruin the movie for you.
Right. So block it out.
Right.
So Doug, what happened?
I don't know what happens in that movie because I had to block out the most important parts.
Yeah.
Plot points.
So if you select whatever, if you take out all the fucks,
Yeah.
does it just go silent? What
Yes.
happens in the
So
movie?
I watched huge swaths of The Wolf of Wall Street with all of the filters on. I just said select all and started watching The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
And there's moments where it's just incoherent because whenever there's a swear where they can't cut the scene, it just goes silent for a second.
Right.
In The Wolf of Wall
Right.
Street, it's like watching a silent movie.
It's like reading the Mueller report. It's just
Yes.
90% redacted, right?
Yeah.
And because that movie has so much exposition all the time, there's a scene where Leonardo DiCaprio's doing cocaine. We see him pour the cocaine out of a bag onto a mirror, chop it up with a credit card, roll up $100 bill, and the only part we don't see is him actually snorting it.
Oh my God.
But then we see him lean back and rub his nose and sniff, right? It's
So you can extrapolate from incomplete evidence.
And the thing was, every time he would say, it would block out where he was saying fuck. I said fuck in my head.
Yeah, of course you did.
So what are we accomplishing here?
Do you see his mouth say the word?
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, you know exactly what's happening. This is the same. Look, if everybody listened to Doug and my most recent foray onto the Gamcast, onto God-awful movies, Mormons are totally on board with saying flip or fetch or any kind of substitute.
Yeah.
Which is so dumb because all you're doing is saying the word in your head without saying the word.
Oh my God.
That's
okay. So I gotta do this because this is too fun. How about a violent movie? How does it handle violence? So Django Unchained, for example.
Oh God.
Under the heading violence.
Django?
Under the heading violence, subheading graphic, and this is an extremely partial list. We have described a man shoots a man and an animal in the head with a gun. A man shoots a man who falls off an animal's back. 2 men shoot several men multiple times with guns. A man with a gun shoots 3 men at close range and causes one to explode.
I don't remember that. I've got to see that.
so-
I need to see the exploding man.
And of course, all 128 uses of the N-word are listed, but they do put asterisks in there. So
Okay.
surprise, surprise.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm surprised that the drop-down menu just doesn't say black person acting rudely.
I know, right?
Right.
Not appropriate. Yeah.
Not being appropriately servile to white person.
Now,
Right.
here's where we get pretty crazy. How about sexual content? One of the movies they have on their catalog is 2018's very disturbing sexually charged Suspiria. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie.
No, I don't.
Yeah. They put that on there?
Yes.
What? How can a Mormon watch Suspiria?
Right.
It's an art film. Nothing about it will make sense to them, bleeped or not.
Right,
Nothing.
exactly. So under the heading sex/nudity/immodesty, under the subheading shown with nudity, we have the following descriptions. Again, a very partial list. A nude woman's breasts and inner thighs are shown while she moans. A woman's breasts and inner thighs are shown as she gasps. A nude woman touches her breast and reaches down to her genitals.
I want to know how you show inner thigh without showing genitals.
I know. Oh my God.
What are they doing?
And Uncle Dan, I
Yeah.
did check to see if they had showgirls on their list, but they didn't. So I'm sorry to say. They haven't gotten around to it yet.
That was it's from a while ago, but I can't recommend it enough as a terrible, terrible movie.
But I describe these things and you see them in your mind.
Yeah.
Right now, instead of me seeing it on a screen, you're putting it in my fucking brain.
Right.
Gentlemen. So to your point, Uncle Mark, what other movies do they have? Lots, including, and again, a very partial list, John Wick 1 and 2,
Oh my God.
Ex Machina. They have the limited
Okay.
series on HBO about the Central Park 5, When They See Us.
John Wick when they're done with it, it is just a movie about a man sad about his dog.
Right, exactly.
That's all there is.
That we didn't see die. And then they have When They See Us, which is the Central Park 5 doc. And
And is that listed simply as blacks being rude to the great Christian
I
President Trump?
totally checked, and there's not a filter for wrongly convicted black teens exonerated. So, but the other films, Black Hawk Down, Platoon, Pulp Fiction, Veep, Room, Schindler's List, Game of Thrones, Hardcore Henry, The Silence of the Lambs, Mother, on and on and on.
Well,
I would love to hear them describe Mother, like how they wrap their heads around what the fuck is happening in that movie.
And the crux of this lawsuit is no one gave them permission to edit any of this shit.
Right.
They don't have the right to do that.
They don't have the right to. And
This is someone else's work. It's like going through, someone's novel.
Yeah.
And just crossing out the
That's
parts
exactly
you don't
what
like.
it is.
And then you sell it and you make money off of it. Not them.
That
like
is-
the
that is-
studios aren't making money off of this.
And bearing in mind that you can actually purchase movies to edit for content for like television or airplanes. So this can be done. It's just that these guys don't want to do it that way.
Right.
So
This is the Mormon business ethos in a nutshell.
totally.
Right.
So-
we just take whatever we want, do whatever we want to it, and I don't care if it's not our property and we don't own it, right? It's just so shitty and shady.
Now, if there were only some way that parents and brittle snowflakes could possibly know the content of a movie before they mistakenly take their entire family to see The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas or Killer Clowns from Outer Space, if there were just some grading or rating system for films, oh well, I guess we'll never know.
Well, you
never
know,
know.
one could argue reasonably that the rating system of the National Motion Picture Association is ridiculous.
Also
I agree with that.
Awful.
Is also bullshit.
But
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
At least nobody's walking into films like completely blinded to
Exactly.
what's going on. You're right.
But on the other side of that coin is like these movies aren't meant for families. Some of these movies are not. They're meant for adult audiences.
Right.
And the
Right.
content was decisions made by the filmmakers and the writers and the actors to make a film that contained nudity or sex or violence or profanity.
Right.
Why are you watching this? It's not for you.
On what planet do you think to yourself, yeah, Wolf of Wall Street sounds interesting, but can I show it? How do I show it to my kids?
I know.
Right.
I know.
You don't that's just not what that's for. Even with everything edited out, you don't show Platoon to your children.
You know what this smacks
Well-
of to me is you know how Hasidic Jews find all kinds of ways to get around the
Absolutely. It's the workarounds
injunctions.
to the Sabbath laws. Absolutely.
This is so Mormons can watch R-rated movies but still dot that I.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
what's really
And-
funny is that there's no mandate that Mormons not watch rated R films. That's actually not canon in their religion. That's just a suggestion that's heavily made and culturally accepted.
Caffeinated beverages, caffeinated sodas.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of that area.
Yeah. So
Right. And, these movies, people like Martin Scorsese and whoever else make these movies, not only not for children, but also for as you said, Doug, adults, but adults that are mature enough to not giggle
Right.
themselves into a shame pile every time somebody says pee-pee. Right.
Right.
You have to be mature enough to handle the fucking content as an adult. And it
Yeah.
is so sad and stupid and gross that this is a thing, not just for families, but full-grown people are like, well, I'd like to see Suspiria, but I don't want to see any sex or violence or challenging content. Fuck off.
Right.
Go watch one
Don't
of your
watch
fucking
that
Mormon
movie.
movies.
yeah.
Fuck off.
Wait until you're a grown up, 47-year-old man, and then
Yeah.
you can watch these movies.
Exactly. So, boy, this was fun. I'll tell you what, I had a great time watching this stuff.
Are you still signed up? We should have a movie night.
We should have a movie night.
I think
We
that'd
should
be fun.
exactly. We could watch 12 movies because we'll just turn on all the features, and it will be a very confusing montage of people walking to their cars and then credits.
So wait, you said what happens when they say fuck, but what happens if they're editing out violence? Does it just cut to the next bit?
So, like, it's crazy. Like, I shoot you, blood, squibs explode on your chest.
Right.
They just cut out the squibs, and just a fraction of a second of it. So you still see it all.
Huh.
And the sex, with the sex, they cut out.
Yeah.
Right. Like the moment I unbutton my top button,
It just goes to the
cuts
next
to the
scene.
next scene. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the Japanese manga porn where they have to put. Have you seen that? Where they have to put just
pixelate
a tiny
the penis.
a tiny black band just around kind of the edge of the head of the penis.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, I can't tell what's going on there.
Yeah. Who knows? It could be anything, really.
Oh my
So
God.
there's
So
a little
it's still
a little-
around
a little
today.
about my reading habits. So
Well, thank you for introducing us to a soon-to-be dead.
Well, for once I can say my pleasure.
yeah, sued into the fucking core of the earth very shortly.
Yes,
and well
indeed.
deserved.
All right. Let's move on.